Hey guys, it's Dom.
And Austin here.
Welcome to HEBFLIX. The newest incarnation of Dr. Dolittle is set to release in January of 2020 under the name Dolittle. This is the 7th film appearance of the popular children's character, and the 4th actor to play him on screen. This film will be starring Robert Downey Jr., famous for roles such as Tony Stark, Sherlock Holmes, and Harry Lockhart in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Alongside him will be renowned actors such as Tom Holland, John Cena, not joking, and Emma Thompson. This movie will be a reboot of the 1967 film Dr. Dolittle, which starred Anthony Newley as the titular character and features much of the same characters and story. As for anything else on the upcoming movie, not much is known.
I know Eddie Murphy was in that movie. Am I right?
I
personally didn't watch it, but I have. I think we had that movie growing up.
Well, there's been several. Like it says, it's the 7th iteration of it. But I think it's got a pretty good cast for, a lot of famous actors that have really made their way to start on.
Many news sources have reported that Jared Leto had tried to stop the production of the latest Joker starring Joaquin Phoenix. This was supposedly out of jealousy because he had the part of Joker in Suicide Squad and believed that he should have been told about the role Joaquin was taking. As a result of this outrage, THR has said that Leto's days of the Joker likely are over. Now, I feel as if they're ruining superhero movies and villain movies by putting too much characters in. Like, if it's within a decade and you have 3 different Spider-Mans or you have 3 different Jokers, that's too much.
There might be a lack in that, but I feel like Suicide Squad was a little bit good of a turn in direction. I think it was funny. I don't think Leto, honestly, was that good of a Joker, but he didn't play too much in it. But the fact that he has this outrage against Joaquin, which I've heard his performance playing Joker was great, so I don't really see the outrage in it, but
yeah.
Facebook will soon launch a new tab dedicated to news, and the tech giant has already reportedly reached deals with several prominent publishers that will supply content.
I don't like Facebook.
I don't use Facebook personally, but I feel like it could be good. But if you're using Facebook for news, then you've probably already followed someone that's doing it.
Yeah.
But if they're making a dedicated thing, then I think that could be good for Facebook. I mean, Zuckerberg's already doing so well with Facebook, so.
Yeah. Ezekiel Elliott bashes the Philadelphia Eagles coach Doug Peterson after the 37-10 victory for the Cowboys. Ezekiel ran for 111 yards and scored 1 touchdown with just 22 handoffs. We don't need inspiration from him to go out there and play hard, Zeke said.
Cowboys have been, I don't want to say they've been great, but they've been pretty good this year.
Okay, I'm going to put it like this. We own our division. We beat the Redskins, we beat the Cowboys, and we beat the Eagles. We lost 3 in a row after we won 3 in a row. We just beat the Eagles. We have potential to make it all the way.
We have great potential.
We have to play good in the first half as we do the second half. We come after halftime and we play good. You gotta have that same energy the first time you get on the field.
Yeah, some of those losses that we had could have been prevented, and those should have been turned into wins.
Yeah,
but
especially the Jets.
Especially the Jets. It was 1 point off.
No excuse for that.
But
no excuse.
There's definitely a lot of good talent on the Cowboys this season. So we'll just have to see how the rest of the season goes. Matt Reeves has found his Riddler for the Batman. Paul Dano has signed on as the classic villain. As it was announced on Thursday, he was recently nominated for an Emmy for his role on the Showtime limited series Escape at Demora.
I've watched all 5 seasons of Gotham, and I'm excited for that because the Riddler was actually my favorite character on there.
The Riddler's got a role to fill, but I don't think I've seen any of his work, but I think if this actor plays it well, then this will definitely be a good rise for him, a good call out, but we'll just have to see.
He definitely has to have different personalities. Shenmue 3 releases November 19, 2019 on Windows and PlayStation 4. It is an action-adventure game developed by Nello and WiseNet. The story is about a teenager named Ryo Hazuki who tries to find his father's killer and takes place in 1980s in China.
This sounds like an interesting game. I heard it was kind of like a little bit like Sleeping Dogs and such, which those were very great games.
Yeah.
And if once I see the trailer, I can get a more of a feel for it. But it sounds like it could be interesting.
So it's like GTA in a way, but it seems more like Street Fighter.
It's more closed off than GTA,
Okay.
but I think it could be good. Sir Elton John refuses to watch Bohemian Rhapsody because he was really close to Freddie Mercury. Freddie was a big helper to John because he took him to rehab, and John has his respect to Freddie. John doesn't have anything against Rami Malek, but he doesn't feel he should see everything again in Freddie's life.
I actually don't know.
Elton John?
No.
Really popular musician. I didn't actually really know that he was a close friend of Freddie's, but Freddie and Elton John's music were pretty magnificent, and
Iconic.
yeah, I understand Elton's reasonings for not watching Bohemian Rhapsody, and what he does is his own decisions, and we shouldn't have tried to convince him against it.
Yeah.
So, let him take his role.
With the new release of the PS5 sometime in 2020, Final Fantasy has promised a version 7 of their game, as well as on the PS4 Pro. The graphics will be edited so that the temples and slums areas look amazingly realistic. God tier remakes on JRPG will be easy to play on. Top of that, the game and processing unit will include 120 HD gameplay. Higher frame rates and screen resolution will adapt to almost any screen.
That's some specs on that thing.
A lot of technology.
The PS5 sounds like it's going to be good, but Final Fantasy?
I seen the picture of the PS5, and it looked a little weird, but we haven't really got
That's just
any
the
gameplay,
developer.
you know.
That's
so,
just the developer console. It's sometimes different when they release it. But Final Fantasy, it's been a good series. I'm surprised they're still going, but I mean, it's been really good. I hold good anticipation for this next one coming up, so we'll just have to see how it goes.
Yeah.
The NBA is entering the 2019-2020 regular season with a no-nonsense attitude towards fans. Zero tolerance for abusive or hateful behavior is to become the NBA's policy going forward. According to the Associated Press, ESPN, in order to crack down on abusive and hateful fan behavior.
See, one thing about any professional anything, not even just sports, professional like artists, music, the whole industry, there's gonna be fans, some nice, some hateful. That's it's a part of the world. It's like you can't slow down the rate of fans being hateful, or saying rude things.
I mean,
Because
if there obviously can't be. I mean, of course they're going to be hateful. I was going to say, of course they can't be hateful, but they still unknowingly are showing you support because some of these athletes take that as more motivation. You got to have a rival to go against, and they're giving them that rival. And even if they're still watching their content, so that means they're supporting it whether they know it or not. So, I mean, I feel like sports has been cracking down on this kind of stuff a lot lately, but it may be a good change. We'll see how well it works, but they just need to keep going on.
the next big game coming out is The Last of Us 2. With PlayStation releasing the gameplay trailer, we can tell that it's going to be better than the first one. More details on the environment and new clickers in the game, as well as knowing that Joel is still alive.
Last of Us was a great, great game.
I didn't play that game. I played a lot of 2K and sports games growing up. I mean, I played Call of Duty, but I didn't play like a lot of other games.
It's very awesome. It's very mechanic based, but I've been anticipated this for so long, ever since I beat the first Last of Us, and to find out Joel is still alive and all that is pretty exciting. But you know, have to see how the whole game works. I'm definitely waiting for this new one.
Yeah.
And that's all we have today for HEBFLIX.
Thanks for tuning in, and see you guys next week on HEB News.
And remember,
Only you can prevent wildfires.